This mod review is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. So today, guys, I've got a pair of old Steyr tractors for you. I've got the 8080 and the 8090 Steyr tractors. Both of these mods can be found over at modhoster.de. And these are some really cool looking tractors for the guy who wants to start out small and start out cheap. So let's take a look at these in the store. So if we go to small tractors and scroll away over here to the mods area, you can see we have the 8080A Turbo SK1 and the 8090A Turbo SK2. Both of these are fairly low cost at $13,500 for the 8080A and $17,000 for the 8090A. Now, both of these tractors are fairly low in horsepower at 72 horsepower, sorry for that, and 80 horsepower respectively. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 8080's configuration options. So we can start out by changing the fuel tank back here on the back. So here is the fuel tank. I like how it's kind of weathered here and worn, probably from this top 3-point hitch arm. So we can go with fuel tank 2, a little different design there. Go around the front, and we can add a 3-point hitch to it. So the standard configuration is just a pin hitch. We can also add a 3-point connection to it. And there we go. Those are our configuration options. Now we can change engine setup, and all that does is it changes this exhaust stack from a curved output to a straight pipe. And the straight pipe has a little flapper on top that is animated. We can add a front loader attacher, and it adds an attacher for the Hauer X Bionic. So the Hauer XB is a front loader that was added to the Giants Mod Hub just a few weeks ago. So you can find that over at the Mod Hub, and I will leave a link to that in the description below also. And we can change the wheel setups. So we have standard wheel setups. We have standard with no front fender. We have standard twin wheels, which means twin wheels with a front fender. Twin wheels with no front fender. A broad no fender. Care wheels with fender. Now, these narrows aren't too terribly narrow. They're almost acceptable. I find some of the narrow tires way too narrow, in my opinion. Now we can go care wheels with no fender. And back to standard wheels. So let's go ahead and leave this front loader attacher on here. Fix that up. Now let's take a look at the 8090A since we're already here in the shop. So the 8090A has the SK2 cab, whereas the 8080 had the SK1. Slightly different designed cab there. Same general idea as far as lots of the configuration options go. Design 1 is a standard little pin hitch in the front. Design 2 is a 3-point connection in the front. And then we also can add a PTO connection in the front also. Okay. And we have front loader attacher. We have the hydraulic auto lock. Now this works really good. It appears to fit very well with the Steyr log forks, or not log forks, but arms. And then we can get the Hauer X Bionic attachers. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and get the hydraulic auto lock. And then once again, we have a bevy of tire options that include or exclude the front fenders. So we've got standard with no fender, broad wheels with fender or without, standard wheels 2 with and without, standard twins with and without, standard wheels 3 with and without, and standard 3 twins with and once again without. So there you go. So let's go ahead and lease this one also. And let's see how these fit. Well, first let's get the Hauer, the Hauer, yeah, XB 150 arms. There are no configuration options for these. Let's go ahead and get in the 8080. And let's just take a look around. Let's turn on the engine. Oops, we're in the 8090, sorry. We're in the 8090. See, we have an animated pedal down there. We do have animated gauges. If I can't get somewhere where we can see, we do have a illuminated dash also. Fairly basic interior, not a lot going on. Let's take a look at the exterior. So we do have first stage lights, kind of a yellow light, old school headlights there. We do not have work lights in the back. We have them drawn there, but they are modeled, but they don't actually function, as the top lights do not actually function either. We have our four-way lights, left and right blinker on both the front and the back. We do not have reverse lights, but we do have brake lights on this tractor. Our beacon does indeed work. So let's go ahead and hook this up to the Steyr arms. Connect to that. You can see it connects fairly well in there. Okay. Now, one thing is when you disconnect these from the arms, well, you'll see what happens. They kind of jump, and then they kind of get stuck. That is kind of the only real knock I have on this particular mod, is that the forks or the arms, they kind of get stuck. Okay, so here's the 8080. A little bit different interior. Still, we have illuminated gauges. Gauges are animated. We do not have any animated pedals or gears, it looks like. We have some static decoration objects. Chainsaw in here. Just like the other tractor, we do have front working headlights, but we do not have rear working lights or third stage top lights on this particular mod. We've got our four ways, left and right blinkers. We do have brake lights, but we do not have reverse lights for this particular tractor. And let's go ahead and hook up to these Hauer loader arms. And sadly, these suffer the same general problem as the Steyr arms on the other tractor. So they connect very well. It looks nice. If not maybe a little bit too big. The arms are maybe a little bit too big for this particular tractor as far as physical size goes. But when we unhook them, we are kind of stuck. They somehow they're grabbing. Getting them off is a bit difficult, to say the least. But I would not let that deter you from getting this mod. These tractors, or tractors like this, were available in Farm Sim 15 and 17, and the same modding group looked like they updated those with a fair bit of frequency. So keep an eye on these two mods. I suspect they'll get updated, and I suspect the problems with the front loader arms grabbing like they do will be resolved fairly quick. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think of these two Steyr tractors, the 8080 and the 8090? And until next time, happy farming.